The Pittsburgh Steelers hit a home run in round one of the 2025 NFL Draft. Welcome back to Mike Drop Sports, everybody. I'm your host, Jason. Let's dive in here on a Friday as we enter that round three area where the Pittsburgh Steelers only possess a round three pick. Do they climb back up into round two? Is it something that you would want as a fan? We're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about the selection in round one of one Derrick Harmon. Thank you guys again for joining me. I think truly Derrick Harmon is a slam dunk pick. I think he was best player available on the board at the time. I'm kind of surprised that some other players may have went in front of him. But that's neither here nor there. Derrick Harmon now a Pittsburgh Steeler, and I believe this to be something really, really special. Who better to learn from than one Cam Hayward? With the intangibles that Derrick Harmon has, I believe that he could really mold himself into a real big presence inside of that Steelers defense for years to come. Guys, and what is the first round all about? It's finding players that will be foundational pieces. That is what you're looking for in round one. Round one, you want to hit a home run. You want to get a slam dunk type player. And I know it's not a sexy pick. It's not a wide receiver or quarterback or some skill player. This is a guy in the trenches, and you don't win without solidifying the trenches, my friends. And that goes for both sides of the ball. And I think Omar Khan has done a masterful job here of securing the trenches over his first three NFL drafts. Broderick Jones, his first selection. Troy Fautanu, his second selection. And now Derrick Harmon in his third selection inside of round one. When we talk about Derrick Harmon, there's several good qualities about Derrick that you're going to find amazing. And one being a guy that can really rush the passer, but yet can still play the run game in a major, major way. He's so good in space, guys, and come off the ball. He comes off the ball pretty damn quick. A guy that is big, strong, that can really just do things that others can't. And Derrick Harmon, in my opinion, can really make an immediate impact for your Pittsburgh Steelers. And again, that's another thing you're looking for in the first round. Somebody to come in, make an immediate impact, make an immediate difference for your defense or for your offense, wherever you, whatever player you select. So that's what you're looking for immediately from a player inside of the first round. But you talk about Derrick Harmon and you talk about that pass rush. He led in pressures throughout all of college football. It wasn't Kenneth Grant. It wasn't Graham. It wasn't any of those guys that led college football in pass pressures. It was one Derrick Harmon. Now, there's some negatives to every player, but in my opinion, the most complete player is Derrick Harmon that the Steelers had available to them. And if you really want to be technical, on my board, I had Derrick Harmon ahead of Kenneth Grant. That's just how I selected it. But was it a big difference? No, but still, I believe Derrick Harmon was just a little bit better than one Kenneth Grant. But Kenneth Grant, if you'd have got him, amazing. Two solid picks. And that's the thing about this draft right now and what the Steelers have done inside of round one. They have got a sure thing, guys, as close to a sure thing as you can get in these lotteries, these NFL drafts. And again, they're lotteries. Every pick is a chance, a lottery ticket. But as close to a sure thing as you can possibly get. So the Steelers, they passed over guys like Shedeur Sanders, who was not drafted inside of round one. But the young man really spoke well after the draft, talking about, hey, it is what it is. Nobody expected it, but we're here. And I admire that about Shedeur. Now, the question remains, will Shedeur be there in round three? And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, is that an interesting pick? And I think the answer now is yes. I didn't have a first-round grade on Shedeur. I didn't have a first-round grade on Jackson Dart, who ended up going to the New York Giants when they traded back into the first round. I didn't have a first-round grade on either one of those guys. But now you may have the opportunity to get a Shedeur Sanders, a Tyler Shuck, a Will Howard inside of round three. And again, are these going to be slam dunk picks when you get somebody in round 3? Maybe not. It's a chance. It's a lottery. But there is still a significant opportunity there for somebody to come out of round 3 that's really going to be damn good. There's been several quarterbacks throughout the NFL history that have not been drafted in round 1 that have ended up being really good and have Hall of Fame careers. We know several of them off the top of our head. I need not name them for you. You know, guys that have won Super Bowls, guys that have been ultra successful at the NFL level that necessarily weren't deemed first round picks, man. Everybody out there analyzing, all the scouts aren't always going to get it right. You're just not. But now you find yourself in a great situation. Now that you hit a home run, in my opinion, in round 1, now you have a little bit of leeway to play. You have 6 picks, but do the Steelers find themselves trading back into round 2? Is any player on the board still available, a guy that you would want to go in and get right now? Are you looking for a running back, a Quinshon Judkins, anybody? You saw Marion Hampton go last night. You saw Ashton Jeanty go last night. But I don't feel that there's a monster gap in between some of these other runners and those two guys. I think, yes, those guys were the best, the cream of the crop, but I still feel like there's some solid value. So running back could potentially be something that you're searching for. So if you're the Steelers, it seems to be quarterback, running back, maybe even a wide receiver. I know you're like DK Metcalf, George Pickens, Calvin Austin. I know. Maybe, though, that's the case. It just depends. And I think the Steelers have gotten back into that groove of drafting best player available. I think that's what we saw in round 1 last night. So hopefully they continue that trend. Is there perhaps a depth piece on the offensive line? There are so many paths, my friends, that this ball club could travel here on a Friday. It's going to be very interesting to see if the Steelers are willing to give up anything to slide back up into round 2. I don't think that you should. I think you should stand pat with your 6 picks. Take them this year in 2025. Hopefully the guys that you get are immediate impact players. I think Derrick Harmon will be one of those guys. And roll with it and continue to load yourself up for 2026, which they've done a nice job of so far here with Omar Khan, with the compensatory picks, with the big cachet of picks. Oh, excuse me, my friend. Sorry, I hit that mic and we went crazy there. It flew away. But again, there's several players, guys. And when I'm talking running backs, again, Ashton Jeanty gone. Amarion Hampton gone. I can't remember. Did Travion Henderson go? I can't remember. I'd have to look here. But when you're talking about some of these other runners, a Caleb Johnson, a Quinshon Judkins, those guys, like a Judkins, 6 foot, 219 pounds, 194 carries, 1,060 yards, 5.5 average, and 14 touchdowns, splitting time with Travion Henderson. That's pretty damn good numbers for Quinshon Judkins. You look at Caleb Johnson, a guy that scored 21 touchdowns last year, ripping one off for 75 yards. That was his longest run last year, as he tied for 6th in college football with a school record of 21 touchdowns. So that's very interesting. I'm just going back through over here, guys, to make sure that I didn't see anybody. No, so I think all these running backs are still available. The Amarion Hamptons are off the board, the Ashton Jeantys, but you still got Judkins, you still got Caleb Johnson, you still got Travion Henderson. Travion Henderson's another guy that I really, really love. A physical runner with great hands out of the backfield, which makes him a dual threat guy that could really come out and do some special things. 5'10", 208 pounds, had 144 carries splitting time with Judkins for 1,016 yards and 10 tutties. Averaging, though, a little bit better at 7.1 yards per carry. That's a little bit better than Judkins at 5.5 yards per carry. So when you look at some of these guys, you probably bet that they're going to go here today. No doubt about it. Do I think one of these guys, a Travion Henderson, a Judkins, Caleb Johnson, do I think one of those guys can slide down into round 3? I think the possibility's there. But the question is, who do the Steelers value most? And is there a guy in round 2 that you have to have? that is worth spending the draft capital to move up. And one good thing is to move back up into round 2, get an extra third round pick. The price isn't astronomical, so you can make that happen if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, I believe, without giving up a player currently on the roster. But still, a day 2 trade is still a possibility, and I still think you're going to see fireworks at some point inside of this draft for your Pittsburgh Steelers. I think there's about a 10% chance that happens. I know that that's a really low percentage, but still, it's a possibility. And the other 90% is we're going to just get status quo, and hopefully the Steelers continue down the path of best player available at time of selection and just continue that theme, gaining 6 solid, really good players. But when does the real fireworks happen? And that is after this draft, when there is going to be a nice stock of players that you're going to be able to choose from that are going to be undrafted rookie free agent pickups. And I think the Steelers do a fantastic job at finding running backs there, finding other players inside of that undrafted free agent rookie class. And I believe this year to be no different. I believe the Steelers will find somebody of significant value that's going to end up being a contributor. There's always somebody. There's always some darling in the camp, man, that is an undrafted rookie free agent. You have one right now that just signed his tender offer, and that is Jaylen Warren. So you will have somebody emerge as one of those players that, was just simply overlooked by the draft pundits. So it's going to be exciting, guys. Make sure you join us tonight here on Steel City Live. We had a great show last night over on Steelers Almighty with Big B. We had several guests on there. CJ and Zay, I believe his name is, along with Big B. It was an absolute pleasure, and I wanted to thank him for having me over there on the channel. It was absolutely amazing and really, really fun. I had a good time. It was really laid back. We talked the nuts and bolts of football, and it was really, really fun, and I love nothing more than to do that. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We'll see if we can get any guests to come on here in the next couple days here on the channel. But if not, you're going to hear me talk. So until tonight, I'm Jason. This is Mike Drop Sports. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share the shit out of this show. All right, guys, until tonight, I'm Jason. Peace, my friends. See you.